Hello, good morning, everybody. Happy hump day. I finally got the day right. I am confident it is Wednesday today. We're jumping on a bit early because I was having a chinwag in the chat, and rather than typing, I thought, well, let's just have a chat before we start. So it's nice to see you guys here. I love having a chat with you. Ideas what you can have for dinner tonight. Your lasagna would be good. Maybe treat yourself to something that you have to cook all day. Do you have a slow cooker, Simon? Put like some braised steak and onion on or something and put it on during the day so you can smell it and have it with heaps of veg. That'd be delicious. Good morning, Keely, Ladies Auxiliary. I don't know what I'd do without you. Sorry, I'm not very zhuzhed up today. I'm just going to go feed my chooks after this. So I love how you take me how I am. Good morning. Kynan was first cab off the rank today and followed closely by Rob Kent. Then we've got Simon Powell. I did get your email. Thank you. I will have a closer look at it later. And it was lovely to see your face. It is always nice to put a face to a name. And I will reply it later on. But remember, I am terrible at replying messages. I can only apologise. That's all I can do. Good morning, Woz. It's nice to see you. Stephen Webb, as always. Ed B, all the way from the US. Nice to see you. Wasn't it great to have Disco Stew here yesterday? What a great discussion we had about the Afghan interpreters. And I don't know if everyone saw this, but there was a comment left on that video by one of the actual Afghan interpreters who has only been in Australia for 3 days. So please, if you haven't already, go to the stream that we had yesterday. And even if you don't watch it all the way through, just go and give C Star some love, please. Because what they did for our soldiers and our mission there can't actually be quantified, I don't think. And I think it's the least we can do is give them some love. So you can see the comment there, C Star. Absolutely so much respect for our Aussie diggers. So please go show him some respect back. I also spoke to Kaz. And Kaz, with his giant-sized heart, which is one of the reasons we all love him, has something scheming. And I think it's a great idea, and we'll see if we can bring that to fruition. So, yeah, it was a really good one, Rob Kent. And I liked that. I think Disco Stew's loosening up. He can speak more freely to us. You know, he can lose the airs and graces with us. You know, we just like straight talk around here. You know, that's what we like. It was good. How are you all going in lockdown? Ed B, how's your summer? I wish I had some summer. It has been frosty and chilly. We haven't had any snow yet, and it's a bit strange because my locusts are just fruiting. Normally they fruit like at the end of summer, but they're only just fruiting now. That sounds delicious, Kynan. Yes, steak's always good, Simon, but get some veg or salad. Make yourself a winter salad. You know, with your steak, why don't you put the steak, like sometimes I slice it up and put it in amongst the salad with like some not quite hard-boiled eggs. So it's actually really delicious and good for you. So, yeah, hot, I bet. I wish I had it. I miss summer, but then when it's summer and it's really hot, I always miss winter as well. But I wish I could go play in the snow this year, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to this year, which is a shame. Don't expect me to be a skier, though. I'm not a good skier. I've got to take Kaz to the snow when he comes down here, and we'll go do some tobogganing or something, or maybe we'll have a go at snowboarding. Don't worry, we will make a video for you of it. Yeah, exactly, Keely. That sounds delish. Yesterday, because I'm still recovering, I think. Remember a couple of weeks ago I had the anxiety attack, and it takes, those of you who have it will know how long it can knock you back for. I haven't been sleeping properly. I had a great sleep last night. My phone went dead when I was talking to Kaz, and I just let it die, and I kind of just shut down with it. I was snoring by 7:30. I just had a full night's sleep, finally, after weeks and weeks of struggling with my sleep. But my eating gets affected too. So yesterday I had a camembert chicken and leek pie, which was delicious. I love pies and stews and slow cooked things in the winter. This morning I got up and made a really big hot pot of hot cocoa for my son, who I've only got one son who's still at school, just to make it easier for him to get out of bed. Man alive, Ed B. Are you enjoying that? Are you out sunbaking, you and Chantel? That sounds delicious, Simon Powell. Yep, that sounds really, really... You don't win friends with salad. It depends on your salad. Like, if you make that salad that Keely has, I'd be your friend for that salad. That's a delicious salad. Yeah, Ed B would be roasting. You need some budgie smugglers. Get out there, because we're talking today about strine and slang. I thought we'd help our new Afghan friends. I thought we'd do some interpreting today, but we won't start yet because it's a little early. I kind of ambushed you all. Could you imagine Ed B out there and some budgie smugglers soaking up the sun? Yeah, that sounds good, Simon. Do that. It's such a great winter dinner. I think sometimes people think Australia is hot all the time. No, some of us do have to endure winter. Not Mr. Buckaroony, but some of us do. And some places are worse than others. Think of those poor lads at Kapuka and think of young Das in Tennessee. Yeah, right. Oh, yeah, delicious, Rob Kent. Oh, I love a slow-cooked lamb shank. Yum. That's one of my favourite things to eat. In fact, you know what I love? Lamb shanks, if you're ever going out bush or camping, not out bush in the army because you won't have the luxury, but camping, in the camp oven, if you do some lamb shanks in that, oh my gosh, it's delicious. They are the best. They are absolutely the best. There ought to be a law against, but you know, I'm not a fan of the budgie smugglers myself, I've got to say. I don't know. What about you, Keely, from another lady's perspective? I don't know. I don't think they really do any men justice. It's not something you want to see, really. But then again, I don't know. Oh, that is awesome, Ed B. I love how they're live streaming all the stuff so that if I'm awake, I can join in and watch and say g'day to young Ed Jr. And I think it's so awesome. I'm so proud of him. I bet you guys are bursting. Yeah, I am too, kind of. Yeah, budgie smugglers. I don't know why we do it. And I think the fact that we've come up with that name for them says it all. We don't really like them either here in Australia. I don't know why we have them. I never had a beef shank. Oh, speaking of shanks, I fixed our prison, by the way, folks. It's much better now. I figured out how to remove the tunnels. I also figured out that we've got some gang activity in our prison, and I'm not sure how we're going to tackle it, but I thought you guys might be able to help me. We've got 3 gangs active in our little prison, which I had no idea about. We've also got some other problems, but I managed to fix some of them. I figured out why the truck driver ended up getting killed. I don't think it was my sniper that did it. I think there was a prisoner trying to hijack the truck to escape the prison. So I said, just speaking of shanks, kind of reminded me of our little prison that we had going on. You call them banana hammocks, yeah. Are you out there in a banana hammock sunbathing, B, just soaking up the sun, enjoying the summer? Yeah, not on any man. No, that's exactly right. We don't need to see all that stuff, please. I just think of how, like, I know with us ladies, right, we can feel kind of naked in our togs, right? So I can only imagine how sort of exposed a gentleman might feel in a pair of budgie smugglers. Yeah, delicious. That sounds good. All right, we may as well get started. It's 9:30, so sorry to everyone who didn't make the pre-stream chinwag. It was good fun. Sorry, what can I say? Happy Wednesday, everybody. It is finally hump day. We are on our way to the end of the week. And again, welcome back to my channel. If it is your first time visiting, well, hello there. Thank you so much for stopping by. I very much appreciate you spending some time with us at our tiny little corner of YouTube. In case anyone is still wondering why there is an L plate hanging in the background, if you ask Ed B, it's L for Lauren. But in actual fact, we all know it's an L because I'm a learner streamer. It's not coming off till I reach 500 subs, and I am on my way. Thank you so much, everybody. All my new subs, I appreciate you so much. It would be fantastic to see some new names in the chat. They're a very friendly bunch. Just jump on in, say g'day. I'm sure someone will say g'day back. And I would like to say a very special welcome to our channel's new friends, which are some of our wonderful Afghan allies and brand new to Australian shores. Welcome, g'day, you are our mates. Relax and heal now. We love you. We'll do whatever we can to give you a helping hand to meet your goals and dreams here in this lucky country that we are very blessed to live in. Exactly, Simon. That's what I've been told. Then I have to go on P plates until I hit 1,000. So, but I'm jolly sick of this L plate. To help our new friends acclimatise to the lucky country, I thought we might do some interpreting of our own. Let's explain strine and shine some light on some Aussie slang. And I'm going to need your guys' help because I'm pretty sure I have not got a comprehensive list here. Strine is a term that was coined in 1964, and it's subsequently been used to describe a broad accent of Australian English. And it actually comes from a bit like how we nowadays say Straya. Its strine started the same, like Australian, strine. It came the same way. So you may find that Australians tend to speak quickly, and we have kind of an unusual way of pronouncing some words. So... You feel so without a shirt. Yeah, exactly, Kynan. Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's get the list started with a word that I use all the time. I used to use it when I was young. I just never stopped using it, even when it was out of fashion. I'm not a dedicated follower of fashion. I just love to use old-fashioned words, and it is ace. If you come to Australia and someone says something is ace, they mean it's great or brilliant or excellent, okay? So you don't have to... Ed B. I was going to keep the list cleaner than that, but if we're already in the gutter... If someone says, how's your ankle biter going? They're actually talking about your child. Ankle biter. Sometimes we say, what's another word for child here? We say tacker, little tacker, ankle biter. You know, that means your child. We're actually referring to a child if we say ankle biter. Okay. Yeah, grouse is a good one. That means the same as ace if something's grouse. A barbie, if you get invited to a barbie, that's a barbecue. So just bring something with you. Just don't rock up empty-handed. Bring a plate. Bring a pavlova. Just bring something. Bring one of your cultural dishes. It doesn't matter. Just bring something with you to share. That's how it works. It'd be. Okay, if someone barracks for something, in Australia it means like to support. You barrack for your footy team, footy being football. You barrack for someone. You're barracking for a team or a horse to win or something like that. That sounds like a good book, Simon. I haven't read that one. Okay. Now, some people are even confused when we say bathers, which is funny because we call them cozies or togs, and it was what we were talking about before with the budgie smugglers, or as Ed B enlightened us, banana hammocks. So that's your bathers, that's swimwear, okay? Togs, cozies, bathers, budgie smugglers. That's your swimwear, okay? Don't make budgie smugglers your swimwear. Don't believe anyone. Don't trust anyone who says that they are. A bottle-o. So a bottle-o is a bottle shop. It's a liquor store, basically. So you can just go down the bottles. You guys are hilarious. Really, Keely? I was wondering how much these change from state to state. So it'll be interesting to see. I was going to write about some of the cultural differences. Avo, yep, exactly. Avo means avocado. So if you hear us say bloke, we're talking about a male. Okay, so they're a bloke. You can say they're a top bloke, they're a shit bloke, but that's a male, okay? If we say the term bludger, if we say that bloke's a bludger, it means he's lazy, or a sponger, someone who takes from others more than actually puts in, someone who's lazy. If you're buggered, or if something is buggered, don't think about this one too hard. It just means we're tired. Or if something, say my radio is buggered, it's broken, okay? If we bugger something up, we've messed it up, okay? So buggered means tired or broken. So don't confuse that with its actual, what it means in other places. Okay, to call it a day. If you're going to say, well, let's call it a day, it means just to finish what you're doing. Let's just stop doing this task. We're not actually calling the whole thing a day and stopping the whole day. It's just to call it a day. Like when we finish this stream, we'll call it a day and end the stream. That's all. Bring a beer to a barbecue. Yeah, exactly. If you don't drink, as I know a lot of folk who are Muslim don't drink, bring something. Bring even some soft drink and that, because then all the kids can share. So, the kids love a bit of soft drink at a barbie. Yeah, yeah, rat shit means the same as buggered. Yeah, exactly. See, there's layers. We'll just do the introductory, but if you think of something they should know. Okay, if something is dodgy, like the application system you had to do to get here, it's not quite right. It's suspicious. It's done. It can even mean like if someone does some dodgy trade work in your house, it's dodgy. Sometimes we even say it's dodgy brothers, and that just means it's not right. It's not done right. It's done a bit shonky. Would they understand shonky? Shonky means the same. Not quite right. Suspicious. Okay, a dunny is a toilet. So if someone needs to go to the dunny, they're just going to the toilet. Okay, we don't need to use like Ed B, you guys, I don't know why you say John, like for toilet. That just surprises me. Tits up. Yeah, we say tits up too. For broken. Yeah, exactly. It means the same. Exactly, as buggered. I beg to differ, Stephen Webb. Ace has been used since 1987 because I have continuously used it since then. Are you off? Are you, Simon? All right, we'll see you later. Do some grocery shopping. I hope you have a yummy dinner. Yeah, you're right, Daz. It's shifty. Shifty. Dodgy brothers means something's a bit shifty. Okay? Okay, fair go. Now, we are the land of the fair go, we like to think, and that means to let everybody have an equal chance. And there's lots of ways to say this, like someone might say, oh, fair suck of the sauce bottle, which means, hey, give me a fair go. I've heard lots of things. Yeah, thunderbox also means toilet. That's right, dunny, thunderbox. Exactly. The bog, that's exactly right, Keely. There's lots of, and bog roll is quite precious at the moment with everyone in lockdown. That's toilet paper. The throne, yeah, exactly. If you're going to give someone a bell, you're actually going to ring them on the phone. So that one might just be a bit confusing if you really think about it. If you're taking things literally and you come to Australia, things could be very, very confusing. I'm just going to give old mate, we call everyone old mate, okay? I'm just going to give old mate a bell. I'm not going to actually give him a bell. I'm actually just going to ring him. Yeah, I'm going to go see a man to a dog. Kynan. I'm not Kynan. Come on now, but that's a good one. Okay, if you say good on ya, Okay, it means well done, good for you. But it can be used sarcastically. Oh, good on ya. It can be sarcastic as well. Yeah, I say old mate all the time because I have a brain that kind of forgets people's names. So yeah, we call everyone old mate. All right. If someone is going to have a blue, they're actually about to have a fight. Probably a punch up is a blue, but it can just be used for a bit of an argument. So try and avoid having a blue while you're here, okay? If you're going to get hot under the collar, you're getting angry, okay? We also call it cranky. There's all sorts of words really for that. Idiot box. Now, if someone's going to go watch the idiot box, they're just talking about the telly or the television. So we call it the idiot box. There's lots of other names for it as well. Okay, if you're going to knock something, it means you're criticizing it. So, don't be here knocking Kaz's stream because you and I are going to get in a blue, okay, to use it in anything. Having a Barney, exactly, Kynan. Yeah, buggered means stuffed, tired as well. Yes, exactly, Rob Kent. That's a really important... Yeah, exactly, does. That's a really important point Rob Kent made. When we Australians gather to greet each other, if you hear people saying the C word that rhymes with hunt, don't get instantly upset. It can actually be a term of endearment here. We really are very relaxed about the C word, okay? Because you can either be a good C word or a dog C word. You don't want to be the dog C word. Don't do that. That means you've had too many blues. And also, Daz is right. Don't confuse old mate with your mate, which we talked about once before in another stream. So you may have to go back and watch another one of my Things Australians Do stream. Not soft drink. It's a fizzy drink. Yeah, exactly. We call it like a fizzy drink or cool drink. We used to call it cool drink. Spin the yarn. Yeah, exactly. Spinning yarn is having a chat with somebody. Yeah, Keely. I think the younger generation have truly embraced it, and it's okay. Okay, a larrikin. Okay, now this is also intrinsically woven into the Australian spirit. A larrikin is like I want to say a prankster, but that's not really, doesn't really cover it. A larrikin is someone who likes to have a laugh, okay? And they love a joke and they're always got a joke or something. So you was really? Do you just turn around now when you hear it? Okay, a little Aussie battler or an Aussie battler is someone who bravely is overcoming hardship. So you guys are Aussie battlers already before you've only just hit our shores. You're already Aussie battlers, and that is at the heart of us. Australians are full of ingenuity. Even the landscape wants to kill us. So over the hundreds of years of building our civilization, we're all Aussie battlers now. G'day, drunk Aussie. How you going? If someone's going to Macca's, they're going to McDonald's. All right? We don't call it McDonald's. We call it Macca's. That's how it is. Yeah, exactly, Daz. Kaz is a larrikin, I think. Mate, of course, is a term of friendship, but it's actually much deeper than that. And I couldn't really, I don't think, define it right now. Exactly, Rob. He went in a boy, he's going to come back a man, Keely, that's all. If someone's mucking around, they're just playing games or they're just being a bit silly. They're just mucking around. That's something else we say. If someone says no worries, which we do say a lot, I say it a lot, it just really means no problem. It's like a term of reassurance. Yeah, no worries. Or there's other ones like she'll be right or she'll be apples. They all mean the same as no worries. You don't hear she'll be apples so much, but you do hear she'll be right or no worries quite a lot. On the terps, yeah, it means someone's having a drink. Okay, to rip off. So if you rip something off, you're actually cheating or copying something. So it's a bit hard to explain. Okay, when you see people copying other things, it's a rip-off of whatever the original was. So, and also if you get the wrong change at a shop, the shopkeeper might have ripped you off, so there's a couple of ways to use that as well. Okay, if we say rug up, that means we want you to dress warmly, and especially as you're coming to Australia at its coldest time, make sure you rug up before you start mucking around, because it is pretty chilly at the moment. So rugging up means dress warmly. If you hear someone saying they're going down the servo, they're actually just going down to the local service station, or Ed might know these as what do you call them? Place where you buy petrol, like gas station? You call it a gas station? That sounds American. Anyway, it's the servo here. And you can go down the servo for all sorts of things. You want to grab a, dog's eye, which is a pie. You can go down the servo for all sorts of things. Okay, if we say it's your turn to shout, or it's your shout, we don't really want you to just shout. We actually want it's your turn to pay for the next round of usually drinks, okay? So I'll pay for, there you go, gas station. Yeah, right. Filling station? Really? It's a flippin' servo. You should introduce that into your language, Ed. See how far we can spread it. Now, come on, Rob Kent, we're not going there, okay? Smoko, exactly. Having a smoko. That's what we're doing here. We're not actually lighting up and having a fag, or a durry, a cigarette. We're actually just having a smoko, which means like a little break. It's just, Australians, we're on smoko. So when we're on smoko, you better leave us alone. Don't ask us to do work if we're on smoko. Show you the ropes. If someone offers, this is what we're doing right now. We are showing you the ropes of how to understand Australians. Show you the ropes means to show you how things work. So it's like to teach or instruct, something like that. Oh, here's another word for like bludger and that. If someone's being slack, they're being lazy as well. So that slack C word, it doesn't have as much hate in it as it might sound to a foreigner listening. He's actually just a little bit lazy. Yeah, we call it a servo for sure. I get it now. Just add an O. Exactly. Pretty much. You could add an O or an A, like Daz. We might even, sometimes when we shorten things, we actually elongate the word. So if we were to make up a nickname for Daz, it might be Dazza or Dazzo. So you just add an A or an O, and it can even make the word longer, but it's actually us shortening it. Yeah, exactly. Add an Oz to things, like the main nickname for Lauren in Australia is Loz, so just like Daz, maybe short for Darren or Daryl or something like that. Add an Az, add an Oz, add an Oz, add an O, I bet, Darcy gets called Boydie, add Y to something, so we do it Webby. Yeah. Going for a flick for fishing. There you go, Kynan. I didn't actually know that one. Okay, if someone's going to go grab a slab or bring a slab to a barbie, it's actually like a carton of beer. Okay, that's a slab. Don't drink a slab. If someone is spewing, there's a couple of ways we use the word spewing. If we're spewing about something, like I'm spewing, I missed a stream or something, that means we're actually not happy about whatever it is. But you can also be like spewing as in vomiting also. So it means two different things here. So if you have a spew or a chunder, that's vomit. If you're just saying you're spewing about something, spewing about not having a slab, then you're actually just not happy about something. It's all about the context, okay? Skyrocket for a pocket, a sanger. Yeah, I've actually got sanger on my list here. Okay, we call potatoes spuds. We're not the only country that calls them spuds, but you don't want to get caught with a spud in your jocks. So jocks meaning male underwear, usually, okay? Yeah, snag. We've got to talk about snags as well. Sanger, like Keely said, is actually a sandwich. That's what we call sandwiches. And snag sanger is what you get at this mystical place called Bunnings, okay? And you can go get a snag in bread or a snag sanger, okay, which it's not technically a snag sanger, but I suppose it is, classifies. And it's known as the Bunnings snag, and you should certainly go get yourself one if you want to jump straight into Australian culture. Go and enjoy the delicacy of a Bunnings snag. Rob Kent. Okay, if we say someone's a spunk, which is a pretty old-fashioned term, but I do still hear people using it, it means that they're a good-looking person of either sex, okay? If you've been sucked in, it means you've been conned or tricked into something. But you can... Yeah, exactly, Ed B. That's our larrikin nature. That's what we do. Our whole language is designed around tricking foreigners about sucking them in. Yeah. But you can, and you can say it like this. You can say, sucked in to somebody if they've tripped over or if something unfortunate has happened to them too. That's a way we show our mates they're our mates. Yeah, same here. Okay, if you're going to put your sunnies on, that's your sunglasses. And if you're going to hand something to someone and they say ta, that actually just means thank you. So if someone just says ta at you, it means thank you. And I mean, British people would get that. I believe they use that too. In fact, it probably came from them. So now this is a controversial one. For the evening meal, we often call it tea, as in spelt the same way as like a cup of tea. But it's our tea. What are you having for tea tonight? Simon was here wondering what he was going to have for tea tonight, which is dinner, really. Or it can mean a cup of tea as well, which is often called a brew, cuppa. You know, this is endless, really. We can just keep going on this so much. Okay, thongs. Ed B, they do not mean what they mean where you live, okay? You do not be putting thongs in your bum crack if you live in Australia, okay? We've talked about this before. Okay, thongs are just like these cheap rubber backless sandals. We love our thongs. In fact, the older you can keep a pair of thongs alive, the more legendary you are in Australia, okay? And it's always a sad day when you get a blowout in your thongs. Okay, we often call our trousers daks. D-A-K-S, if you were going to spell it. Okay, so also we've got particular kinds of daks, like tracky daks are tracksuit pants, okay? But your normal daks are your daks, okay? They can even mean like underpants as well, daks. So if something is, double pluggers, exactly. It's hard to find a pair of double pluggers nowadays, actually. Eat some grub, is to have some tucker. Have tea, dinner, food, eat, tucker, grub. It really is. We've opened a can of worms, haven't we? Okay, if someone says something is true blue, like this list here, it means it's genuinely Australian. Just like almost all of my subscribers here, they're all true blue, dinky dye, fair dinkum. Right, dinky dye, fair dinkum kind of mean the same as true blue, but can be used in other ways as well. We don't call university. It is just uni. That's it, okay? Talking about uni, if someone says you're up yourself, it means you have a high opinion of yourself, okay? Just a quick tip. If someone offers you some Vegemite, please... This is a bit of insider knowledge. Make sure it's not spread too thick, okay? Especially for your first time. If you're a first timer with the Vegemite, go very lightly, okay? Don't be sucked in, okay? If someone's having, I think it is Victorian, Stephen Webb. I have, because in WA we used to call some things quite differently than what the rest of the. I think we need to do a video on the differences in the states and especially the lingo and things. And every state has its own delicacies as well. Okay, veggies, vegetables, simple. A vego, a vegetarian. If your kid is going to WAG school, it's what's that word? Truancy. Okay, they're not at school when they should be at school if they're wagging. Okay. Yeah, not for a first timer. Come on, they've been through enough. Our new Afghan friends have been through enough. If someone offers you Vegemite, build your way up. You may love it, and then you can have it as thick as you like. But for a first timer, I would suggest very light spread. Okay, don't tell everybody else. Okay, if someone's having a whinge, they're complaining about something. We're not really whingers. We're not bludgers. We try not to do that. If something is wonky, it's kind of unstable, unsteady, shaky, like a wonky chair is like wobbly, you know, or wonky can even mean dodgy. Like if someone does some wonky repair work on something, it can mean shonky, wonky, dodgy. Yeah, skippy, exactly. Like white Australians are called skippies. We are skippies. That's what we are. That's what we get called. Okay, if someone's being a wuss, they're being a coward. Okay, you guys are the opposites of wusses. All right. If someone's a yobbo, they're usually really rowdy or loud, sort of maybe a disruptive person. No one's really got time for a yobbo. Totally different than a larrikin. Skew-if. How am I going to explain skew-if? Oh, yeah, skew-if just means the same as wonky, shonky, dodgy, skew-if. Thanks, Kynan. I was thinking, how am I going to explain that? Okay, bail here means, like, if you've made plans and you meet somebody, right, to grab some grub or some tucker, and you've got to go, you've got to bail on them. So bail means to kind of cancel plans or to leave somewhere. So you say you go to that Barbie and you brought a plate, but now you've got to bail. You got to go. It's time to go. Okay. Yeah, exactly, Rob Kent. Exactly. If we say beauty, it means great. You know, you little beauty. It means fantastic. How great. Okay, it's really emphasizing great. Okay. We do the same with the word bloody. If something is bloody good, it's not just good. It's very good. Okay. So bloody good. That's just Australians, again, using what other people think are cuss words in our normal vernacular. It's what we do. And I found out actually even why we do this. I've got a video coming up and it's actually quite deep and meaningful. And it's about how the convict beginnings sort of influenced our culture to the point of this sort of self-depreciation that we have. And it's kind of what's wonderful about us. A wedgie. Okay, how am I going to explain that? Okay, say you're wearing your budgie smugglers. Awesome grundies. We call underpants grundies as well. Okay. Jocks. Say you're wearing your jocks. And someone hoiks them. Hoik, pulls them up your butt crack. Okay. That's a wedgie. Okay. Thanks, Keely. That was actually very difficult. Yep. Oh, the opposite of a wedgie is being dacked, as Stephen Webb said, when someone pulls your dacks down. Okay. We're not really selling ourselves here, folks. Okay. Come to Australia. It's fucking great. It's bloody great. Okay, if someone says bloody oath or even effing oath, it means yes, that's very true. Come on, Kynan, I'm not explaining that. You can explain that yourself in chat, okay? You guys, you're so funny. Okay, so if someone says, my oath, bloody oath, effing oath, it means yes, or that's really, really true, as opposed to just that's true. If someone says, watch out, there's a booze bus down the road, it actually means that there's a police vehicle there to do some breathalyzing or something, okay? Guys, Rob. Okay, brekkie. Brekkie is the meal at the start of the day, obviously short for breakfast, okay? So you have Vegemite on toast for brekkie, not for tea usually, but you can have tea with your brekkie. Got it? It's really simple. Showing you the ropes. Okay, bush. Now, no, we're not being rude, okay, guys? We're talking about bush as in out in the bush. Say you're going out in the bush. You're going away from civilization if you're going to the bush. You may be going to, you might call it forest or woods or something like that. We call it bush. Yet chunda is another word for spewing, vomit, a slapper. Okay, slapper is a lady of loose morals, we'll say. I don't know. We have other words for those ladies too. Okay, struth. Yes, struth. That's a real exclamation point. Like if you've got someone telling you a fair dinkum story and it's actually amazing, you could reply by saying struth. You know, it's like an exclamation, okay? If someone is chock-a-block, like you're at that Barbie, you've had your snags and you can't eat another thing, you say, no, tar, I am chock-a-block, okay? It means you're full up. You've got no more room for any more food. You're chock-a-block, okay? A bicky is a biscuit, which Ed B would probably call a cookie, but we call them biscuits. I know biscuit is an entirely different thing, like a scone roll sort of thing for Ed B in this amazing cultural exchange we have with Ed B. But here, it's a bicky, a biscuit, you know, like a hard-baked, usually sweet thing. You have them with tea, not the meal at the end of the day, the tea that you might have while you're on smoko. Yeah, we did, Dunny. If someone's talking about a chook, they're talking about a chicken, okay? Like after this, I'm going to go feed my chooks. And that is just another word for chicken. So, yeah, the shitter. Yeah, I think they say that in America too. Don't you remember that movie? What was it? Where he says shit is full? You know, where he's got the RV. Okay, Chrissy. One of our favourite times of year. Okay, Chrissy, Christmas. Okay, you know when it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas here in Australia because we'll start to get cyclones, bushfires, snakes, all sorts of stuff. Come on, Daz. Okay, if someone tells you to watch out for the coppers with their booze bus, they're talking about the policemen. I shouldn't say policemen, should I? Police officers are coppers. You know, if you hear someone singing, what's the colour of a 2-cent piece? Someone else will reply, copper, copper. And you do that when you see a police car. So it's old chook. Exactly, an old chook is an older lady. Okay. Yeah, if you're dropping the kids off at the pool, you're not actually dropping them from any great height. You are actually just taking them somewhere. That's some of these could go horribly wrong. Now, crikey, it's overrated that we say crikey a lot. I mean, I do say crikey. I have been known to say crikey, but we don't say it nearly as much as some of you think we do, okay? I smell bacon. That's another way to tell someone that the police are around. If you crook, now in America, I believe like a crook is a criminal or something like that, right? Here we call them citizens. But if you're crook in Australia, you're ill, you're sick, like I'm crook, I've been a bit crook, he's crook. Or if someone says something that's totally off colour, like Rob Kent has done in the stream here, your comment about skid marks, that was a bit crook, mate, okay? Okay, if someone says dead set to you, like say I said, Kynan is a dead set legend, it means that's true. It's emphasizing the truth in this statement, the same as fair dinkum, dinky die, dead set. They all kind of are bridging words we use to emphasize the truth of something. If you've invited someone over to a barbie and they say defo, yep, I'll be there, defo. It just means definitely. They will definitely be there. Alternatively, don't get it mixed up with devo, with a V. Devo means you're devastated about something, and it's usually not used for real devastation. It's usually just, I'm devo, the servo was shut, okay? So it's just, you're devo about something. Oh, Daz, I didn't even know that. Rob Kent, that's crook, okay? I'm devo. That is being so crude. If someone is a drongo, they are being a fool. You know, like, don't be a drongo, mate. You know, okay? Or a galah, you can call them a flaming galah if you're Alf Stewart. You know, a drongo, you know, it means the same thing. Fair dinkum, again, means honest. You can use fair dinkum a couple of ways. Like if, say, Keely said something to me, spun me a yarn, and I wasn't actually, and I'm listening along, and even if I believe it, I'll say fair dinkum as if it's a question with a question mark. Or you can say fair dinkum, this happened to me, which is the exclamation mark. Okay, so fair dinkum can be used a lot of ways. A drop kick, exactly, is another word for a drongo. So we've got a lot of names for them. Now, you'll often see Kaz rocking one of these. It's a flanny or a flano. It's a flannelette shirt, usually with some sort of checkered, sort of, not quite tartan, but checkedy pattern. That's a flano. We love our flanos and our tracky dacks here. If someone is flat out, and sometimes you'll hear them say, no, look, I can't do it. I'm flat out like a lizard drinking. If they're flat out, they're really, really busy. Kind of doesn't make sense unless someone explains it to you when you think about it. Yeah. Rob Kent and Daz, you guys are taking me somewhere where I didn't mean to go. Because I did not take it as that. Okay. If you go somewhere, and it won't at the moment because everyone's in lockdown, and it's going off, it's really, really busy, okay? So if there's like a pub or something, or say there's heaps of people in the servo even, it's going off. There's heaps of people there, okay? It's really, really busy. G'day, Nicole King. Good morning. If someone says to you, good on ya, it means good work. Well done. Keep away from this. It's called goon. It's wine in a box. You can get it at the bottle-o, okay? Keep away from goon. If someone's doing if they're flat out doing hard yakka, it means they're flat out doing hard work. So hard yakka means hard work. Okay, if someone says there's heaps or loads, it just means lots or many. I noticed that a lot of other countries don't actually say that. It's strange. If something's a bit iffy, it's a bit the same as dodgy, bit risky, bit unreasonable. You know, knickers is usually what we call female underwear, as opposed to the jocks that we talked about before. Lollies. Now, lollies are what you might call, they're like confectionery sweets. However, like chocolates aren't really lollies, are they? G'day, Joshua. Nice to see you here. Oh, good grief, Nicole King. No. Good grief. No. No. Lollies. Are chocolates lollies? I think they're just not. I don't know. Maybe a little one is a lolly. Like an eclair, you know, the ones with the caramel over and the chocolates on the inside. That'd be a lolly. But I think a chocolate on its own is not really a lolly. But lollies are sweets or confectionaries. Okay? A mozzie is a mosquito. Simple. If someone says to you, you invite them around for a barbecue, or they've invited you to a barbie, You've said, yep, I'm defo going to be there. And they respond to you with, yep, no drama. It means no problem. It's okay. That's an affirmative. Yep, no drama, no worries. It's exactly the same. Oh, you mean like, yeah, the peach cooler stuff. I wish I could remember the name of some of those things. I remember when we were teenagers, it was the Fruity Lexia. Yeah. No, nowadays I'll have a nice glass of Pinot Grigio or some Chardonnay, thank you. Nice Merlot or something. Yeah, chocolates are just chocolate. I agree. Okay, if someone says no wuckers to you, it's actually the same as saying no worries as well, but it's just a really Aussie way to say no worries, no wuckers. The word worries has been changed into wuckers. Yeah. No wuckin' furries means the same thing exactly, Rob Kent. Exactly. Okay. If you're going to pash someone, you're actually going to kiss them. Not like a kiss you'd give your grandma, though. The kiss you give your lover is called a pash. Okay? If someone's invited you to a barbecue and they say, yeah, it'll just be a normal piss up, that means it's a get together. And in Australia, it means that everyone's going to get pissed, drunk. Okay? So then you can either say, no, I can't, I'm flat out, and refuse kindly, or you can go and enjoy the barbie, the piss up. Okay? However, if someone tells you to piss off, that's an offensive way to tell someone to go away. Okay? You must be pretty cranky if you're telling them to piss off. Okay? Rack off is the less offensive way to tell someone to go away. Okay? If someone says, I reckon, it means just for sure. It's really simple. It just means for sure. I'm certain. Offer chops. Yep, Keely. Offer chops means someone who's really drunk. Hadn't even thought about words for people who are pissed. Daz, is it really though? Is it really? I'm going to have to come to your place and try it one day. Okay, if you're having a barbie and someone tells you, no, it's just going to be rellies or it'll just be the rellos, that just means it's their relatives. Relly, rello, relatives. Okay, simple one. If someone says that's a ripper, or it was a ripper show, or it's a you little ripper, it's just another way to say that is fantastic. That's a real emphasis on how great something is, okay, if it's a ripper. This one could have a couple of meanings, and I've got a feeling Daz and Rob Kent are going to go there. But if you're rooted, it means you're tired. If something is rooted, it is broken. Okay? So if my radio is... Nicole King beat them to it. If your radio is broken, right? It's rooted. My radio's rooted. If I can't come to your Barbie because I'm tired, I can't come. I'm rooted. I'm Devo. I can't come, but I'm rooted. It can mean something else. To root, which brings a whole new meaning to Ed B, to your root beer. It means sex. Copulation. To root. Right, we've covered it now, okay? So don't you offer me any root beer. Thank you very much. Okay. We went through snag, sanger. And the very last one on my list is Sheila. Now, we talked about bloke. I am a Sheila. Sheila is the word for a female, and usually an Aussie female. So I'm a Skippy Sheila. I'm okay with it. Being a Sheila is awesome because we're some of the only people who can keep blokes under control sometimes. So being a Sheila is great. So I am sure there is actually so many more words, and the more we talked about it, the more in depth it kind of got, and the harder I realised it must be for someone to learn all our slang and our strine, the way we say words. So We have to do another one. Okay, think of this as your introduction to Australian Strine and Slang 101. This was your basic introduction. We will do more on this because there is so much more to cover. I didn't even think of clacker. All right, we've got so much more to cover on this, so we will talk about it again. Okay, so I'm sure there are many, many more. Just to get you started, that is a short, not comprehensive list to help you understand us here in the lucky country. Okay, we're going to have a Captain Cook at the news. Now, a lot of you, this will not be news to you. Brady. This won't be news to you guys. More than 11 million Aussies are currently in lockdown as the COVID crisis is gripping half of the nation. Almost half of all Australians are in lockdown as the country battles a wave of the Mexican beer virus, affecting almost all corners for the first time during the pandemic. The Delta variant of COVID-19 is proving to be so contagious that leaders are shutting down large portions of their states after only a few cases each, with more than 11 million people now in really strict restrictions. So if you are in lockdown, let me know what you need to help amuse you and keep your spirits up. You know, I usually play games every day. So if you want to watch me play some games or something, let me know if there's something I can do to help keep you. Yeah, same, Nicole King. It hardly makes any difference to me. But if you're bored or you need amusing, just let me know. Let me know what I can do to keep your spirits up. Streams like this are always fun. My pick for 3 folks from history, but I'll just remind you all again of this comment that got left on the video that on the stream I did with Disco Stew yesterday. So please, if you can, please go give this a like, say g'day and welcome C Star to Australia, because this is a comment that was left by one of the actual Afghan interpreters who has just arrived on our beautiful shores very, very recently. So go to the last stream. You don't even have to watch it all. Just give C Star some love, please, before we finish up here today. Now, because this is relevant to my 3 folks from history to spend an evening with today are actually from our very, very recent history. My number 1 would be Andrew Russell, who was 33, and he was a sergeant in the Special Air Service Regiment. And on the 16th of February 2002, Russell was travelling through southern Afghanistan with 4 other Australian soldiers when their long-range patrol vehicle struck a landmine, and he is no longer with us. The next one would be Jason Brown, who was 29 when he died. He was a trooper in the Special Air Service Regiment. Brown was shot and killed on the 13th of August 2010 during a disruption operation in northern Kandahar. The last one on my list is Gregory Michael Scher, who was 30, and he was a private in 1st Commando Regiment. Australian Special Operations Command and he was killed by rocket attack in Uruzgan, you guys know how to say that province, on the 4th of January 2009. And we will never forget you, lest we forget. So, how is everyone going? Yeah, exactly, Nicole. So go give them some love, because actually, I actually made contact with one of these interpreters personally yesterday after I was talking to Stuart, and their stories are amazing. Like, we've got nothing to complain about. We've got nothing to be complaining about. They are amazing people. What they did to get out of there is incredible. Some of their stories of sacrifice and survival just to escape the Taliban will rip your heart out and shred it into pieces. So the least we can do is welcome them home. Welcome to the lucky country. We're your mates now. So you're welcome to hang out in here, and you are certainly welcome to drop in and say g'day. As always, everybody, it has been wonderful ace to share a smoko with you all. Please leave a thumbs up below the screen and subscribe if you have not already. Don't forget to ding my little bell for notifications for all my future uploads, because I will be surprising you with a few other streams and some videos, because like I said, I'll help keep you amused during lockdown. It can be pretty boring, especially as some of you are even on school holidays. Sucks. I think we start school holidays next week. New South Wales, I think, are already in the school holidays. Please consider sharing this community, because you guys are great, and it would be awesome if we could grow this family and we could get even more of you here. Brady. It's always great fun, Keely. It is. And I think we need more people here also, so I can get off my L plates. We are nearly at 400, so we are on our way. Maybe I can do it by my birthday. That'd be a great birthday present. Thank you so much for watching. Please say good day in the comments. Suggest a subject for a future video. I hope you can join me tomorrow morning at 9:30, the usual time. Although we might do what we did today. If I'm ready, we may start a little bit earlier sometimes and have a little pre-stream chinwag like we did today. Okay, everyone, be good. Stay safe. Be kind. And I will... Oh, I don't want to be the be kind lady. I don't want to be like Ellen. I'm not always kind. All right. Be kind if you think it's appropriate. Okay, how's that? That's better. All right, love and kisses. See you all later. Have a good day. Stay warm.